Hello there, welcome once again to the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool. It's the setting for this year's Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championships, and we're at the quarter-final stages of the men's event. One match gone, 3 still to come. Let's remind you of what's happened so far. What a sensational start it was, because Adam Davis put out the defending champion, the world number one, the number one seed here, Gareth Potts, 9-6. So Adam Davis now through to the semi-finals. Still to come, Phil Harrison against Darren Matthew. That's what we're featuring this time. And later on, the former world champion, Mick Hill against Tom Ford, a qualifier, and Maury Dolan will take on another qualifier, Mark Farnsworth. I'm delighted to say that with me here in the studio once again is Keith Brewer. And Keith, this particular match we're about to see, I suspect that Phil would be favourite, but what do you make of it?
Yes, Phil will start the favourite in this match. He's been quite consistent over the years at the World Championships, so he will be expecting to come through. But having said that, he's playing a very unpredictable player in Darren Matthews. He's got lots of ability. He probably should have achieved more than what he has, so it's no surprise really that he's managed to get through to this stage.
Let's take a check then on the way these two players reached this stage, because Phil is sort of evergreen player really, and Phil Harrison has made it through to this stage. He's had some good results so far, and he just seems to keep going on and on, doesn't he, defying the critics.
Yes, he certainly does, and I know really he would like to make the final of the World Championships. So he'll be thinking he's got a very good chance, especially now that Gareth's got beat as well. Absolutely.
Let's have a look at Darren Matthew and the way he made it to this stage of the tournament, and there's confirmation of what he's done so far, and very much the surprise package.
Yes, absolutely. It will be a surprise to most people that he's got. When you look at the field of players that we have assembled, you know, you've got some of the major players in 8-ball pool here. So for Darren to get through to this stage, he must be well happy, and he'll be relishing the chance here of playing Phil and progressing further in the event.
But this is a good example of how this game can throw up surprises. We've already seen, of course, the defending champion gone. Who knows how this one will go?
Yeah, it's an hard one to call, in the sense, can Darren really sustain a proper challenge against Phil, because obviously Phil's got much more experience. But at the end of the day, if you get this to this stage, you've got to believe that you've got a realistic chance. Yeah. We've seen many shocks over the years, so who knows?
You never know. There's a big chance for both players here. Right, we are just about ready to go. The commentary team led, as always, by Jim White. But right now, let's join the action.
Well, it's another quarter-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
edge of your seat time, if the first one was anything to go by.
Phil Harrison and Darren Matthew.
And both players brought into the arena. The Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championship motors on. The ever-present Phil Harrison on the left, and the unknown package that is Darren Matthew on the right. The 3-time World Junior Champion making his debut here on our TV cameras. And guys, I've got to ask you, Lee Kendall alongside Sean Baker, what can you tell me about Darren Matthew? Because you both seem to agree there's a lot of unpredictability in his game.
Well, he's one of those players that plays on inspiration. If things go well for him, he could run 3-4 racks quite quickly. But, you know, this is a big occasion for him.
Well, Phil just smiling. He's always there or thereabouts in this event. No stranger to the TV cameras and the quarterfinal stages in this event. And he settles in to the first break, the race to 9, best of 17. Frame 1 to start. And a little added pressure on this match, because the winner knows he's not going to be facing the number 1 seeded Gareth Potts. Potts, a shock loser to Adam Davis. So the winner of this match will oppose Adam Davis in the top semi-final.
Yeah, they'll be feeling that they've got a better chance of winning the tournament, knowing the defending champion's gone out, but they've still got a formidable task of playing the European champion. Yeah, he's taking the red balls. He has got a good chance of the finish.
Yeah, the one thing that Phil has had to deal with, and does every single year, is the increase from the smaller table to the 8-foot table they play and employ here on the TV stages. He seems to have trouble, at least admitted to me yesterday, that he doesn't carry the same confidence to the bigger table.
Yeah, it's strange for a top player. I mean, Phil's won at least 2 or 3 UK tours, professional events, been to the latter stages of this event so many years, semi-finals on umpteen times, so you would think you know, he's got a great chance to win the tournament. Certainly now, as you mentioned before, Gareth Potts, current world champion, out the tournament.
Well, he's the 7th seed in this year's event. A very steady and solid performer.
Yeah, he's just got a couple of reds in the bottom right-hand corner to navigate around. He's had a massive kick on that there. He wanted the cue ball to run through to the rail, so that may have forced him into play a safety shot, because I can't see how he can get back on the red. Very unfortunate. A kick is where you get a bad contact and the cue ball doesn't travel through on its natural path.
Could he try and draw this? Would he be able to try and knock that red in and draw this back and cannon into the yellow?
Yeah, he could probably... He wouldn't want to catch the red. He'd want to try and catch the yellow, but...
Just finished a little bit close to that red there, though, Lee. Made this shot even tougher.
The problem is with this shot, when he cuts it into the pocket, that pocket is then blocked by the yellow ball, which is nearest to the cue ball. So he needs to find another pocket for the 8 ball. So I might have to trust a little bit lady luck. There's Darren looking on, hoping for an opportunity very soon.
Yeah, because I think the worst thing that happened for those nerves that he admitted he had before the start is if Phil Harrison breaks and finishes in this first frame.
He looks like he's going to play this off the yellow, and our overhead camera didn't look like the shot was available, but from that perspective, it definitely is. And this will give him position to the 8. He's just got to watch where that yellow goes.
Yeah, and he's got his cue out the way as well when he draws it back. But lifting it up.
Oh, it's a super shot. Has that yellow, though, blocked the path for the black? I don't think it has.
No, he's fine, Sean. Great start here for Phil Harrison.
And a statement made by Harrison. 1-0 over Darren Matthew. He came in as favorite, and nothing to change that theory as yet. Frame number 2. The unseeded Darren Matthew crashes into the cluster.
Ball spotted.
And a very useful break.
What a break that is. If you wanted to have a good start to a match,
Red ball's in play.
if anything, he's probably a little bit too close to the one he's nearest to, so he may take the long one on.
Yeah, we heard him nominate red balls to our referee, Robert Shaw. And as you say, he's wasting no time here. You almost think this game could go 2 ways here. He could buckle under the pressure, you know, and the nerves would get to him, as we've seen happen 1 or 2 people when they've not played before on the TV in front of the cameras and on the big table. Or he could find it's an inspiration, because of the way he plays, he breaks and he'll smash them everywhere, and he pots for fun, and all of a sudden he can rack, you know, 3 or 4 frames up in quick succession. Like,
one thing that he has got, he's got lots of ability, and it's just a case of whether he can just hold himself together, which is the same for every single player that comes to this event. First time up on the TV, you just don't know what you're going to get, but without doubt he's got the pedigree to be a player that could, you know, push the likes of Adam Davies all the way, and the match he's got here, Phil Harrison.
Well, he definitely has to leave this red over the middle last. And he's going to have to roll this through to try and drop on that 8 ball to the center pocket. Oh, he's mishit that one.
And that is a little bit of one of Darren's traits. He does tend to rush a few things, and he did all the hard work and just run out of position there.
as you say, really, he only had to just roll that in. He stunned it across. He's gone for the attempted double, but nowhere near it, really.
Yellow ball's in play.
Well, he knocked some balls in and a chance to settle into this match, but you can see he's got that bulldog look.
Not sure whether Phil will go for the finish here.
No, I think he'll lock him right behind his ball here, Sean. He'll try and block the side cushion off as well. Drop right behind the second yellow, the one just off the cushion.
Yeah, from what we've seen of Phil Harrison in the past, he doesn't really take chances, does he? He's an insurance salesman in a previous life.
You just see there how quickly Darren Matthew got out of his chair. He's leapt out of his chair and almost barged Phil Harrison out of the way to get to the table. So he's obviously keen to get on with things.
Well, a mighty go at it. Almost fluked that 8.
Total snooker.
I mean, he's just got to trust her a bit of luck. He's got options. He can come off 2 rails. Top right as we look, bottom cushion, pot it in the middle, or off 1 cushion and hope for a little bit of luck.
Foul.
Wasn't really close to that one.
No, that's the mistake. But
Two
Phil
visits.
Harrison was hoping he could pull out of Darren Matthews' game. And now with 2 visits in hand, he won't be too bothered
Second
with
visit.
that. Wouldn't have minded seeing it go in, but everything's in the open.
The frustrating part, if you're a Darren Matthews fan, you watch him knock all the big balls and knocking the finishes, and he'll just let a loose one go. Which, you know, for someone of his ability, you wouldn't expect him to do it. Without doubt, one of the great potters. He doesn't really miss any. It's more
I was
normally
quite amazed at how fast he played.
Yeah, he is lightning. He is certainly one of the quickest players in this tournament, if not the quickest. Phil's made light work of these, though, after dropping his first visit.
That was an excellent shot there, because what he didn't want to do there, Lee, was disturb that yellow that was over the pocket. Been quite easy to try and use that for the pot, but he didn't do. And he's now got a great opportunity to extend that lead to 2 frames.
One thing we've come to expect from Harrison, he takes no prisoners. Rock solid game. And he doesn't miss many easy ones. Harrison, 2-0 now over Darren Matthew, and he'll break in the next.
An amazing lineup this August on Sky Sports. Tennis, the Washington 500 plus ATP Masters action, and the final slam of the year, the US Open. Cricket, the Ashes continue, and the 2020 Cup final. Golf, the season's final major, the US PGA, and World Golf Championship action, plus the Solheim Cup. Speedway, thrills and spills from Elite League and Grand Prix. An amazing lineup this August on Sky Sports.
Don't you think life's tricky enough without risking your home and leaving your family with real money problems? Depending on your circumstances, lifeinsurance.co.uk could arrange cover from just £10 a month or save you money on your current insurance. Call 0800 975 1210. That's 0800 975 1210. Because it's good to know you're secure. Do it now. 0800 975 1210.
Here we have the new Leon. This is the, whilst the FR over here is available with the latest, honey. If you'd like to, sure.
Oh, we got ourselves some, Nice, nice. Wow.
Auto emoción. You could really love LV car insurance. The majority of our customers pay under £250 for comprehensive cover. You could get a no-claim discount of up to 75%. And you'll save even more if you buy online. So call our lovely people on 0800 507 507 or visit lv.com now and see how much you could save.
Spend on hold for UK adults. Finances worry millions.
Managing our money is now even more important. That's why you should check your Experian credit report. It shows your credit commitments and how you're coping.
Take a 30-day trial at creditexpert.co.uk and see your Experian credit report free. And if it needs improving, then there's advice on how to do it. Take control of your finances at creditexpert.co.uk.
A Sky One world exclusive. Girls Aloud in concert. Featuring backstage interviews.
You do give everything you've got inside you while you're up there.
And previously unseen footage. Girls Aloud. The Out of Control Tour, Saturday the 8th of August at 8, Sky 1 and Sky 1 HD.
Frame number 3. Oh, that's a great break.
Ball spotted.
Yeah, solid break there. Lots of power. The important part done, the red goes down. Has the option to choose red or yellows.
And the split as well, Lee. Everything in the open. I mean, there's no problem balls. Really, for Phil, may just be the first one to get started.
Yeah, he's probably going to go the red balls. He can just drop the one into the centre.
30 seconds.
It is really a quite
in
simple finish, really, for a man of Phil's standard. He's taking the hard shot on first.
I say you can possibly slow roll that, and if it doesn't go in, it covers that pocket
Yellow balls
and blocks
in
the
play.
yellow. So
Yeah, he missed it by a good way away, but he sort of played it in the way, well, if I don't get it, I'm not too bothered. I've got a yellow there blocking it. But it's just giving Darren a chance to come back to the table. I mean, if he cuts a ball along the rail, there's a finish there. So the yellow nearest the pocket where the red's blocking it will cut all the way along the rail. I think he should be playing it first shot. Might not get a better chance to get down
30
there.
seconds.
well, I tell you what, you better mark that on the calendar, because that was a 30-second call while Darren Matthews playing. And after what we saw in the second frame, I don't think we'll be hearing it too many times during this match.
Well, he's played a poor shot, holds his hands up to Phil and says sorry. Just knocked his ball safe. So
I was going to say, you got second prize. Still looking somewhat unsettled. This is uncharted water for Darren Matthew.
yeah, you wouldn't make a poker player. Where's his heart on his sleeve? I mean, Phil has got a chance to break it out first shot. Screw the cue ball down. Unfortunate again there. He's moved the yellow away and he's come back on top of it.
Desperate and unlucky. He's still got a chance because he could use the ball, the red that's just below the top middle pocket as we look there on the overhead.
He's just going to play a safety, I think, Sean. He can just drop him behind it, free it up, tie the two yellows up.
Yeah, an excellent little shot there from Phil Harrison.
On 2 counts because the red is available.
Total snooker.
Yeah, Phil plays the right shots 9 times out of 10. You'll never find him crashing into balls. He's the ultimate all-round player.
That's a nice reply there from Darren. You know, it'd be very easy to just get down to have a sort of a bit of a lash at that, but he played a nice controlled shot there.
Well, he can still go for the finish here, Phil. He can play the red into the top right-hand corner, leave himself an angle on the one in the middle, and drop the cue ball into that area. You can see where the two yellows are tied together at the bottom corner, there is a gap. Darren deep in thought.
30 seconds.
Darren hasn't gone back to his chair in some while. I think he wants to get a feeling for what it's like to be at the table. Soak all this up.
It's actually interesting where he stood. I just thought referee may have sort of just suggested, you know, that he moves from where he is. Because he's not exactly next to the table, but he's certainly sort of staying in the vicinity, isn't he, Lee?
Yeah, he's not used to being in an arena where you're forced to stay in your seat. So, you know, probably most matches he's played in his life, he'll just stand by the table and wait for his opponent to play his
Phil
shot.
could request him or request to the referee to ask his opponent to sit down as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. to be fair to Darren, I don't think he's doing it deliberately, as Lee says. He's just not used to being out there.
Well, Phil's just travelled a little bit further than he would have liked, so the cue ball's going to be travelling after he's played this into the top right.
Well, it looks like Darren's gone even further walkabout now. If he gets any further away, he'll be in the tower.
I think he's with the cameraman there. He's looking at Phil's angle. But he's going to be... Yeah, it's all because he overrun his last shot. But now we'll see how Darren's feeling.
Yes, he's got those difficult yellows on the left-hand side. Phil doesn't look too bothered.
He doesn't want to give Darren the opportunity to get into this match. He wants to keep him under pressure, and he's missed that one. I guess that's why Phil didn't look too bothered. Probably. But you just can't. You can't understand how he can miss a ball like that straight behind it. He didn't really have to do anything with the cue ball. He didn't need to roll it. Could have stunned it in. But I think he's, like we said at the start of the match, he's a sort of player that is a little bit careless, needs to play on a bit of inspiration, and he hasn't got anything rolling so far. But it's early days, still plenty of time for him to get into this match.
That's a horrible shot.
Yeah.
Just a rush of blood.
I think with the heavier cue ball as well, it goes into the cushion quicker, so that's why it's come further out into the table.
And now the double into the opposite side pocket. Got it! Only just. Phil Harrison, 3-0. He leads Darren Matthew, and he is punishing every mistake that Darren Matthew throws his way.
Frame 4, Darren Matthew to break, trailing 3-0.
Frame 4, Matthews with the break.
Ball potted.
And just like the first one, Darren with a great break.
And just look how all those balls, though, have stayed in the bottom end of the table.
Yeah, it looks like there's a roll where everything's just rolled to the bottom end of the table. But he's made a ball. Not sure which suit he's going to go.
Red ball's in play.
Decided to go for the reds. The two reds are tied up by that yellow, but I think there's enough gap on the cushion to flick the red in and cannon.
Yeah, this is doing nothing to help Darren to establish a little confidence and presence at the table. And each miss just puts a little added pressure on him.
Yeah, it almost seems like that miss in the second frame where he snookered himself on the black, or almost snookered himself on the black. Ever since then, that confidence has drained away. He set off there like a train. He was knocking the finish in and everything looked okay, and you think, oh, this would be okay for him here. But since that moment, it's all been one-way traffic here in Blackpool.
Yeah, you'll find Phil won't do anything silly. He'll just push the yellow over the pocket, leaving behind his red. Take control of the match. Doesn't want to give Darren any window of opportunity in this match.
And I take it from the way that Darren plays, the tactical side, not really his forte.
No, he's not great with the tactics. It's all potty with Darren. I mean, we haven't seen the true Darren Matthews so far in this tour and this TV stage match. You know, he is a very good player. He just needs to settle and start to enjoy the match. I think so far he's just been like a rabbit in the headlights, really. He just needs to calm down.
Just the type of draw, though, that Phil Harrison would savor. An inexperienced player that he has to feel that he can control the pace of play.
Well, before he turned up for the match, he was hoping that Darren was going to make mistakes, and that's what's happened so far. Unfortunately, Phil turned up with his A game, and he's quite easy to take the foot off the pedal, and he hasn't done that, so all credit to Phil so far.
Yeah, I think Phil was just looking to develop that red out of there, one of the reds out there, which he's done. Just try and free that corner pocket up a little bit. Just work his way into the frame.
Yeah, the problem with having the yellow over the pocket, with having another 3 yellows by it, all Darren needs to do is play the deliberate foul, put the red over the pocket, and Phil's stuck with 4 yellows there, and he hasn't got the pocket anymore, so that's why he's trying to get the balls out of that area. But it just couldn't be easy enough at the moment for Darren. Fortunately for him, this frame's a little bit scrappy, so he's still got time to work his way into it.
Just doesn't look like a happy man, Darren Matthew. It's only 3-0. A long ways to go. You certainly don't want to be hanging your head this early.
Well, I think Phil's given him a good chance here now to get into this frame. Like, as Lee said, well, he could have taken a pot on. Well, he's played a good snooker there. But
he's played the right shot, Sean, because what he's done is he's tried to buy himself a little bit of time, hopefully get 2 visits and do something at the bottom end. He had no options to play any tactical fouls or move any balls at that shot. But it's a simple one for Phil to get out of, really. Played it very well. Left him up against the red. Can't really do a lot. All he can do is clip off it and go back up the table with the cue ball. That's a good shot.
Phil's just one of those players, though, Lee. You've been around the game for what seems like an eternity. No, I know you're not that old, but Phil's one of those players that you always know what you're going to get.
Yeah, he's going to turn up, he's going to make it difficult for you, and he's like one of the players who's been ranked #1 in the world. Quality player. You've got to bring your A game to beat him. It's not very often he's going to turn up and not play well, so for Darren to turn up and not play well, you can't see him getting many frames as it's going, but you know, it's up to Darren to put the pressure on him.
It's exactly how I read it. Good shot from Darren there, but he's going to have to come up with a few more just like that one. And the red, the bottom end of the table near the left-hand side, obviously is a major concern.
Yeah, he's been a little bit unfortunate there as he's potted the one into the centre. He's had a kick, the cue ball's not travelled through. He was always going to play the same shot he's playing now, just play the deliberate foul.
Foul.
But he could have been right behind the red and made sure he got the pocket.
I don't think he has got the pocket. You can see Phil's pointing at that yellow. It will go on to the knuckle.
And the red will come off
the red will
knuckle
come out, yeah.
And free the other yellow out, so this is looking like another frame for Phil Harrison for a 4-0 lead.
Just slightly overhit that. Would have liked to have been fairly straight on this yellow, because he does not have a full pocket here, and you can see he wants to be able to hit that right-hand knuckle to free the pocket.
Yeah, the last thing he wanted to do was catch a red on the way in, but no damage done. He'll just play the containing safety again, promote the yellow into the pocket, leave him behind his red. Back in trouble again for Darren Matthews. Locked behind the red, can't do anything.
This is not the sort of game that Darren Matthew wanted to have to contend with. The more open that he can keep it, the more freewheeling, the better his chance of victory.
That's a very good shot there from Phil. Developed the yellow that the cue ball's glued up to. So now he can play the yellow onto the yellow next visit. Also got the snooker.
Foul.
Yes, it's a good shot he's played there. He had to give 2 shots away. He's locked the cue ball on the side rail. He's not left a foul snooker. He's forcing Phil to lose a visit. So, very good shot, that.
Waste a visit potentially, unless he can cut it in the middle.
He just wasted it and leave an angle to bring the black out, but all he's done is, you know, he's forced him to go with 1 visit rather than he was going to have 2 if he played out the snooker.
Yeah, at least the way that Darren has played this, he's given himself a chance. Yet it remains to be seen whether Phil will try and take the frame in this visit.
Time out.
And calling for the rest.
Time running.
You can see he's going to have the angle on that yellow to dislodge that black.
It's just a question whether he does it on the first yellow or the second yellow.
I think he'd be better advised to do it on the first yellow, because then he might have another option if he doesn't drop onto the black.
Seconds.
There's the perfect angle. The yellow nearest the black.
He wants to put pretty full contact onto the black ball. He can leave the cue ball roughly where the black is and develop the black. Brings the black into the middle of the table, he's happy. That's not great, but it's okay because he can still play it into the right-hand centre.
And that's going to be the game plan. And there's no prizes for how important this shot is if you're Darren Matthew. He gets it. Phil Harrison motors on. 4 in a row to stake himself to a 4-0 advantage.
What is special? Sky Sports is special.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Your car is your pride and joy. It's a part of who you are. And car insurance from the cooperative can help you look after it. You could even save up to £191 a year. Get a quote today on 0800 115 115. You love it. We look after it. Call us on 0800 115 115 or visit loveyourcar.com.
Free your skin with the Quattro Titanium Precision from Wilkinson Sword. 4 titanium-coated blades to reduce irritation, an edging blade, and a unique built-in trimmer. And now it's been voted Men's Grooming Product of the Year, you can be sharper than ever. The Quattro Titanium range from Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
Put your phone to better use. Call 08457 300 111 and collect 16k after training. One Army, regular and territorial.
Eyes down for the biggest giveaway in Sun Bingo history. 100 cars must be won. Plus there's more than $500,000 in cash prizes every day. Go to win100cars.tv for your chance to win.
Psycho. One of my favourite moments in that is when Martin Balsam goes into the Bates Motel and he's checking through the register and Perkins is eating something. Leans over. It's like a great big bird. And you know that something terrifying is going to happen. I think that's the scariest movie I've ever seen.
The moments you love deserve high definition. To upgrade to Sky Plus HD, pre-register now.
Welcome back to Blackpool. So it does look as if Phil Harrison's very much in command here, but you never quite know, do you?
Well, we do see these matches from time to time, you know, when some of the new players come through and they don't quite take to the table. It's a new setting that you're on the TV table. You know, it is awkward for some of the players. It's his first time out there, but Phil has been absolutely solid and he's doing a very professional job.
So your money's still on Phil for the moment?
Oh, yes, it's just a matter of time, I think, now.
Keith, thanks very much indeed. Right, let's get back to the action right now.
Phil Harrison to
Fifth
break.
frame. Phil Harrison to break, leading 4 frames to 0. Time running.
Confirmation from our referee. 4-0. Frame number 5.
Foul.
Not a good split and a wayward cue ball.
Open table. One visit.
Lost the cue ball
Time
into the
running.
centre pocket. leaves Darren Matthews with a good chance. Phil doesn't look too upset about it, but Darren's got a real good chance here. Take the red, develop the other one.
Well, I think that's just a little bit of carelessness, Lee, there. He's took the pot for granted.
I think his nerves, pure nerves.
Yeah, his body language is really telling the story right now. He doesn't even want to be out there.
Yeah, nobody wants to see a player come out and struggle. It'd just be nice if you can get a few frames on the board.
30 seconds.
Settle myself in, show the viewers at home how good a player he is. I mean, he may never get an opportunity to get back
balls in play
into a quarter-final of a World Championship, so at least he can get a few frames, get himself into it, and then you never know what could happen.
Well, that's it. I mean, we have seen this happen before. Steve Dempsey, he was European champion at the time. He came, got to the quarter-finals, and he was on the end of a drubbing by Lee Clough. And although he's a good player and he's done well in tournaments, he's never really come to the big stage again. Like you say, and this could be Darren Matthews' one opportunity to shine.
It's all about experience, and one thing he will take away from this match, you know, he's been on the television now, and you know, if it's not for him to be to this time, hopefully in a few years' time he'll get back here again and he'll be a little bit more prepared for it.
Well, one thing about it too, with each miss, unforced error from Darren Matthew.
Well, you talk about unforced errors, Jim.
I was just about to say, you've got to expect Phil to raise his game just before that unexpected miss.
But he can't afford to let Darren get into the match, because he's got him really under the cosh.
But I think Phil, after having seen the way Darren is playing, will be more apt to take chances.
Well,
I mean, it's not the greatest shot in the world, but he knows he's got his opponent under pressure, and why let him get himself back into the game? I think one thing for certain, we all expect him to come back to the table. It's just how much Darren can do to develop the balls. Snookered himself, I think.
Second visit.
Don't like.
Total snooker.
Well, that's incredible. You just can't believe the shot he played. I don't know what he was thinking.
But this experience that Phil showed, he knows that Darren's under pressure, so all he did was promote his butt, get rid of Darren's ball, make the area clear, and straight away Darren's made a mistake again.
Seconds.
Well, he's had a nice little roll there. Couldn't ask for much more, really. Good shot there from Phil, leaving plenty of distance.
Oh, that's a great shot. That'll help. He's bumped one of Phil's reds into no man's land, which won't necessarily help his cause.
I think what he's looking at, whether he can play the yellow off the red. Brought the cue ball over, needed it to travel a bit further.
Yeah, so he was a little bit unlucky there, about another 2-3 inches. He's just going to look to play the containing shot here, leave the ball over the pocket.
See, this time Phil will be a bit more reluctant to just knock the yellow ball in. Ideally you want to put a red on there and get the pocket. Yeah, he's made a little bit of a gap behind it. That's not his best shot. Gives Phil a chance to send another red into that area. Could play the deliberate foul if you want to put the red onto the yellow, or can you just drop it into the area? We want to get the pocket if he was to play the deliberate foul.
I don't think it's quite helped his cause there, Lee. Position then where...
Well, I think where he was, Sean, he could have played the deliberate foul and left him absolutely nothing. And as we know, things can't be easy enough for Darren at the moment. Yeah, it was a poor shot from Phil because now Darren has developed the frame up. Starting to think a little bit clearer.
He's also starting to go back to his chair. I wonder if he's just relaxing a little bit. Some of that edginess starting to dissipate.
That's a great shot from Phil Harrison.
Super shot from Phil. So blocking that yellow. Just buying himself some time in this frame.
Well, if he doesn't develop that area that Phil's just blocked up, that bottom left-hand corner, then the deliberate foul will come the next shot. So he must develop that area this time. You can see Darren having a good think of what to do. Can't afford to keep the bottom left-hand corner tied up. Now he's in trouble.
Foul.
And puts
2 visits.
Darren in a lot of trouble. He's got to clear 3 yellows out with 2 visits. And that's the easy part, and then he's got to pot them.
With no visits.
I was just going to say, and get position on a black that's tight to a middle pocket.
.30 seconds.
Second visit.
Well, that shot's not really helped Darren at all there.
I think he's trying to play the plan to get the yellow in front and develop the other area. It's a great effort. I'm not sure if he's actually managed to clear. It's not that side. It's the top left, and as we look, I think there's still a gap. So a chance here for Phil. Just in total control. You see the yellow's locked against
30
the red.
seconds.
Blocked from the pocket.
Missed it.
He won't be too bothered about that though, he's still in control. Does give Darren a chance to block the bottom left hand corner.
There's no value in that going in.
No. That one goes in as well. Well, he must have spotted a reverse plant back into the other pocket. So be playing the yellow and try and double it back over to the other pocket. No, he just played it off. No.
He hasn't. It's incredible. That was the cue ball, stayed there. Certainly that pace you'd expected that white ball to have disappeared. Well, it hasn't done.
He would have been far better just hoping for a little bit of luck, because just playing the cue ball there is just giving the frame away. You can't possibly win the frame from that.
Total snooker.
Little choice but to roll up against the red.
Foul. 2 visits.
I mean, although this is a sort of match that Phil would have been hoping for, a nice easy one, get himself into the TV
Second
stage.
visit.
It's not the sort of match that you want if you are going on to win this match, to have to then play someone like Adam Davis where you have to bring your A game.
In an ideal world, Phil would like to be able to come out here and just blow the doors off Darren Matthews' campaign in this year's event. But that's just not his style.
30 seconds.
He's very measured.
Yeah, it's very workmanlike performance. Good shot there. I didn't mean to pot the the red into the centre, just wanted the cue ball at the top.
You always got the feeling that his only chance was going to be a glaring mistake from Phil Harrison, and that's exactly how it's panned out. It's the only way Darren's going to be coming back to the table in this frame.
seconds.
Still just weighing it up in his mind is Phil Harrison, exactly how he wants to remove these reds. Sees the pattern in his mind. Now it's all about execution.
I don't think that's his best shot because he's left himself too close to the cushion, so when he rolls the red into the top left, he's got to have no angle unless he can force it through, and by forcing it through he could miss the pot.
He might almost force to play it off the red here, like. And by therefore moving that red out of the way and just, you know,
30 seconds.
Potentially causing himself a problem. He's just elected to take one in the middle instead.
Yeah, it makes it missable, but
that was a pressure ball there, because even though he has always had control of this frame, one miss and he turns it right back over to Darren Matthew.
It's taking an awful long time over what should be a routine finish for him. Just drop the red into the bottom right and he's got pretty 3 basic balls to pot.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder if in Phil's mind he thinks, I'm just getting dragged down a little bit here and I don't want to make any silly mistakes on a finish, so I'm just going to take that little bit of extra time.
Yeah, he's trying not to lose a frame rather than win it, and you know, you can get yourself a little bit bogged down that way. Just trying to keep the pressure on. He just doesn't want to make any silly mistakes.
It's got to be very hard, though, for Darren Matthew, because he never looked like winning this frame. And now what always presented itself looks like becoming a reality.
Phil's just deciding here whether he's going to go middle pocket or top. I think he should go. Oh, look at the shot there. He's going middle.
Good shot, and as expected, Phil Harrison sees the finish line first. It is now 5-0 over Darren Matthew.
Amazing football this August on Sky Sports. Follow Arsenal in the Emirates Cup.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant!
The Football League kicks off.
Look what it means.
The Barclays Premier League is back.
Textbook stuff.
And so is the Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League. We're on the road to Carling Cup glory.
Oh, goodness me!
Plus Champions League qualifiers.
Thank you very much.
Football this August on Sky Sports.
Our 7-year warranty makes every Kia Ceed future-proof.
Welcome to our Super Summer Savings Celebration.
We've got a host of homely offers.
Look out, sausage!
Like 50% off home content insurance.
And remember, we're not on any price comparison websites.
Thanks, but no thanks.
And we can give you savings.
So you can never be sure of the best deal until you come to us direct. So for 50% off home content insurance,
buzz off.
Visit directline.com.
Or call us, we'll be here.
Are you going to sign in, or shall I?
This has only just begun.
We have never faced a threat like this.
If you fail, there is no backup.
and I know what I gotta do.
Your car is your pride and joy. It's a part of who you are. And car insurance from the Cooperative can help you look after it. You could even save up to £191 a year. Get a quote today on 0800 115 115. You love it. We look after it. Call us on 0800 115 115 or visit loveyourcar.com.
When are the little green men coming to Eureka?
This is Eureka! Look out! We demand action.
Taking the little green men thing a bit far.
Why don't people understand?
This is a really weird town.
A Town Called Eureka, Tuesday at 8, Sky 1 and Sky 1 HD.
In the build-up to the new football season, 2 more tournaments live on Sky Sports. The Emirates Cup, including Arsenal, Rangers and Atletico Madrid, Saturday from 1:30 Sky Sports 2 and HD2. And first, the Barclays Asia Trophy, with West Ham, Hull and Tottenham in action. The third place playoff and the final tomorrow 10:30 Sky Sports 2. Pre-season football on Sky Sports.
Time running.
Darren Matthew 5-0. He trails Phil Harrison. Frame 6. And I didn't hear anything drop. Open table. Bringing Phil Harrison back.
To be fair, Lee, though, one good positional shot here.
Red ball's in play.
This frame's at Phil's mercy again.
Yeah. Looking at the shot he just played there, it is quite an open frame. Still got a bit of work to do. There's 3 reds in an area where he needs to navigate the cue ball around. Should be able to take it into the middle pocket and hold the cue ball.
Well, both of those reds will go into the bottom corner pocket that Phil was just standing closest to.
He's just lost the cue ball a little bit there, so he's starting to chase the finish. Needs to get back into position at some point.
He's got a very short piston-like action, does Phil Harrison, and that's the type that usually holds up really well under pressure. Doesn't pull the cue back very far and delivers it straight through on its intended path.
30 seconds.
Very short takeaway.
You notice he just used the yellow there, so to hold position, the red into the left-hand middle pocket.
I think it was also to move it away so the 8-ball could possibly go into that pocket later on in the finish. Doesn't look too happy though, a little stomp of the cue.
I just wondered if he was going to take the one into the bottom left-hand corner pocket first, and he can't quite see it.
Tough to tell whether the 8 passes to the corner.
I think he can pop the. He's going to play the red into the centre. I think he can bring the cue ball so he can play the red between the 3 yellows. So leaving that to last, which makes the position on the 8s tricky.
I agree, Lee.
I think I would have been attacking the red at the bottom next. He's looking as though he may be angled as well on the one down the cushion. Now he's checked, he's looking where the cue ball's going to land, so he must be able to get through to it. Looks awfully tight.
It doesn't look like he's got a lot of angle here. He may just have to drop this in and leave himself the cut on that red. And he's looking to see if the black passes into the top left. So does he have the angle to be able to play down? He must have where he's looking.
Certainly the way he's pointing his cue there, Jim. You say he's going to run through on this. A lot of top spin.
And that all stems from the clever shot where he played the red ball off the edge of the yellow just to open it up a little bit.
Just slightly overran. It would have been perfect position because I think the 8 passes into this corner pocket, top left as we look.
And he's got to be absolutely spot on with this shot because the yellow is blocking part of his view of the pocket when he plays this shot. I just think he's gone a bit too far there with that.
I don't think he's going to be too bothered, Sean. We'll play this at a speed where it'll be either in or over the pocket. And it's gone in. Good performance from Phil Harrison. And the juggernaut rolls on. 6-0 now over Darren Matthew. And Phil has the break in the next. And the number 7 seed ready to bash the yellows and reds.
Ball spotted.
It's a great break, solid break.
One more look at the split.
Well, that's a super little shot there because this was his one potentially problem ball on the reds.
Yeah,
it's the one that's we see on the right hand side there near to the baulk rail.
Yeah, and the sun's definitely out for the farmer today. No problems, plain sailing, an easy day's work in the office.
I always thought farmers worked in the field, Lee. Perhaps the times have changed.
Not been a memorable experience for that young man. Not to this stage. Not unless we see a turnaround of epic proportions.
Yeah, he just needs to try and take something out of this match now, doesn't he? I think we all expect Phil to go on and finish the job off, but if he could just get a few frames and just take something from the match.
Yeah, as you say, Lee, it's not nice when you see any player come out on the TV table and struggle like this. It'd be nice to see Darren just put 1 or 2 frames on the board. A little bit of pride for himself and for his Scottish team. And
just show the viewers out there that he is a good player. I mean, he's not shown any of his form that's got him to this stage of the tournament.
But it also shows the viewers at home how much pressure there really is. As good a player as Darren is, we tend to assume these guys are robots. This game can be very cruel, and these top players make this sport look a lot easier than it really is. But right now, Phil Harrison is doing just that. And he looks like he's at the practice table. 7 on the spin. And that's the lead that Harrison enjoys over Darren Matthew. He wants 2 more to book a date against Adam Davis.
Frame 8, Darren Matthew to break. Trailing 7-0, time running.
And wasting no time. And the ball down.
Ball spotted.
2, in fact.
I think it's 1 of each again.
Well, he's going to be going the yellow balls.
Yellow balls in play.
Quickly nominated. Played a can, he's tied the 8 ball up a little bit. 2 yellows in the left-hand corner as we look. So can he find a bit of inspiration and just knock a finish in?
The 2 yellows near the bottom left corner. Bit of a concern for Darren.
Yeah, he's getting to the stage of the frame where trouble's starting to rear its head. So he's played a double, not got it.
Red ball's in play.
Yeah, Sean? Yeah, understood. Quick wrap.
So as Phil looks at the table, nice little containing shot again.
Ruthless to the end.
May have been a little bit careless. I think there's a gap for the yellow to slide past it, so should have been a bit better than that. Still a lot of work to be done.
You won't see Darren, I think, shirk away from this.
Well,
the way he's played that, it looked like he's playing the safety shot, so excellent shot there from Darren.
This is the best position he's been in any frame to this point. He's actually got Phil in a bit of trouble.
Well, that's a poor shot there from Phil. Left down a chance to go game. Yellow into the top left. Bring the cue ball on and off the rail. It's a good shot. So he just needs a little bit of luck now. He's going to play the yellow inside the red and the yellow, hoping that the other yellow stays. He's playing over the pocket.
I think we'll hear the Scottish lads find their voices here.
He's only got half pocket to get in, so he needs to get it right.
Time out.
He needs the red to go a bit further away, but I think there is half a pocket for the cue for the 8 ball to go through.
This shot just became a lot more difficult because he's going to be playing with the rest.
Yeah, quick grin too to his countryman. Yeah, he's played it nicely. You'll hear some applause from that side. First frame win finally comes for Darren Matthew. It's 7-1 to Phil Harrison.
Price comparison sites, great for car insurance, but they can't always give you the full picture. If you've 2 or more cars at home, there's another way to save. Start a multi-car policy with just 1 car. Add the other cars when you're ready. Admiral Multi-Car is designed to save you money on all your cars. At Admiral, more cars means bigger discounts. Remember, you only get Admiral Multi-Car discounts from admiral.com.
Give a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free. Undo the locks and throw away the keys and take off your shoes and socks and run you. La 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 la. Give a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free. Undo the locks and throw away the keys and take off your shoes and socks and run you. Run through the meadow and scare up the milking cows. Run down the beach kicking clouds of sand.
Unveiling 4 all-new Toyotas with Toyota Optimal Drive as standard.
Love you.
Free your skin with the Quattro Titanium Precision from Wilkinson Sword. 4 titanium-coated blades to reduce irritation, an edging blade, and a unique built-in trimmer. And now it's been voted Men's Grooming Product of the Year, you can be sharper than ever. The Quattro Titanium range from Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
Going fishing? Make sure you have a rod license or you could land a fine of up to £2,500. Call us or buy online.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
New water slides, tunnel slides, bumpy slides, water rapids, water cannons, donuts, wave machines, all outside my front door.
An amazing lineup this August on Sky Sports. Tennis, the Washington 500 plus ATP Masters action, and the final slam of the year, the US Open. Cricket, the Ashes continue, and the 2020 Cup final. Golf, the season's final major, the USPGA, and World Golf Championship action, plus the Solheim Cup. Speedway, thrills and spills from Elite League and Grand Prix. An amazing lineup this August on Sky Sports.
Harrison unfazed, and he's not going to give anything away.
Open table.
But a chance for Darren to wrest a little bit more momentum away from Harrison.
Well, it's just what Darren wants, Jim. After securing that last frame, another opportunity's come to the table with half a chance of a finish.
Yellow ball's in play.
Surprised he went yellows there. Thought reds might have been the ball there, Lee.
No, I agree, because all he's got to do is get low on the one nearest the 8 ball in the bottom right hand corner. He can develop his yellow, and it's an easy finish. But they couldn't be easy enough at the moment.
And that's coming right away, Lee.
So this is a key shot if you can just develop.
And this is classic, really. Develop your bad ball out as early as possible. Don't leave that ball. He's been unlucky there. Desperate unlucky.
Well,
moved the red out completely and the yellow never moved.
Say he's been unlucky. He didn't really play it with any finesse. He just went and like a bull in a china shot at it. You know, you got to look where the ball's going to land and play the ball to be somewhere, because look where his next shot was going to be.
Red ball's in play.
That was a miss hit.
He needed the cue ball at the bottom end of the table, so same old for Darren, I'm afraid. There you go. Doesn't need to do anything. Take control of the frame. He knows his opponent's under pressure.
One thing, as I see Phil going back to his chair, I recall so many times he shakes his head and goes back to the chair as though he's done something wrong, but it was exactly what he planned. Is that a bit of gamesmanship?
No, it's just a trait that he's got. If he shakes his head, you normally know he's perfect. It's just how he is.
Now, he would make a good poker player.
He's a very good poker player.
Yeah, because the other thing you'll see sometimes with Phil's game, when he is struggling a little bit and he gets behind, all of a sudden he gets what I call the Mr. Angry look, where he sits in his chair, he's got a face like thunder. And it seems to work for him, because all of a sudden he starts firing back and he gets himself back in the game. But, at this moment in time, he doesn't need that look, because he's in total command of this quarter-final match.
Just a wasted shot.
Yeah, he tried to just leave the yellow where he could slide it past next visit, but just give Phil a chance to develop his balls. He just wants to be careful that he doesn't leave himself with a tactical foul being played after by Darren. That's why I developed another one. And if that red goes into the bottom left-hand corner, he can't afford to play any sort of foul, so just trouble again, really, for Darren. Story of the match.
I think he's tried to cover that pocket and he's just finished about 6 inches short there, Lee.
Just another shot where he's just not really done anything. I think he just wants to get out of the arena.
See, once again, opting to stand at the side of the arena rather than return to his chair.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Phil. Knows he can play the red all the way down the table onto the other one, move the yellow away, and it makes it a simple finish. You can just sneak the yellow away from the 8 ball. It's just plain sailing from there. not very often you get to the quarterfinals of a World Championships and you have a match where you've got so much opportunities, nothing really to worry about.
And you never want to write a player off. I mean, we've seen so many strange things happen in this game, but you just get the feeling from Darren Matthews' perspective that, you know, he's gone bear hunting with a butter knife. He just really seems out of sorts, overmatched.
Yeah, he just looks outclassed in this match, but I think it's more of a case of the occasion's got to him. He doesn't really know how to react in these surroundings.
Yeah, I think Phil's just not quite happy after that last shot because, as you said, Lee, he was trying to develop the yellow out to leave that pocket free for the black, and he hasn't done that. So now he's still going to have to somehow get in and develop that black if he's going to finish at this visit.
Yeah, he's got the option he just showed you there. If he gets his cue ball in the middle of the table, he could play the white. I'm sure that's exactly how he intended it, but if he can leave himself an angle to go into the 8 ball, develop that area. He's got one over the top right hand pocket, so he just needs a little bit of luck now when he goes into the 8 ball.
And his insurance policy in the form of that red nearest the top right.
And looking at how the other 2 balls are, you'd expect him to get a good cannon here.
Look at the black.
Oh. You don't get much better cannons than this.
Well, one more, I think 2 more rolls on that. And that'd have been another frame to Darren.
When it rains, it pours for Darren Matthews. Now, there's absolutely no pressure on Phil. Even if he misses this, Darren's got nothing. You don't fancy him to miss it anyway. It's just another step closer to the semi-finals of this year's Foster's World Championships.
And no stranger to the semi-finals, but he's never been to the final.
That's always been his stumbling block, but at least he knows this time the man he should be facing, should he get through this quarter-final match, which it's looking like he will do. Neither player has been through to the final, so it might be a little bit edgy for both of them.
Edge and experience certainly to the man at the table, but he is going to be 1 frame away. And that 8 disappearing confirms it. 8-1 the score here from the Imperial Hotel. Phil Harrison, the maestro.
Frame 10. Darren Matthew to break. Trailing 8-1. Time running.
Darren Matthew breaking.
Ball potted.
What could possibly be his last frame in his run. The 2009 Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championship, but he's going to do everything in his power to extend this match.
Opted to go reds, develop that red out.
Play.
Been a little bit unfortunate there.
I don't think he's really playing shots, so is he? He's more just potting the balls and see what's coming next. You need to have a little bit more forward planning and work where things are going.
Yeah, what do they say, Lee? Plan your work and work your plan.
Exactly. You can't just hope.
Right now, there's only one man that is subscribing to that theory, I think, as far as Darren Matthew is concerned.
Yeah, certainly if you were playing these championships and you'd seen that Darren Matthew was in your path, the route to the final, you'd have been concerned because you're fully aware of what he's capable of.
And what you do know as well, when you do play Darren, is he gets a good following from Scotland, so all the lads are going to be cheering him on, and unfortunately this match he has to give his supporters nothing to cheer. So a boisterous crowd has been made very quiet.
Well, that's one of those shots you talked about, Lee, where he's just played the shot thinking of the double and said, well, I'll probably crash into them down there and hopefully might land on something, but he's just not working for him.
Yeah, you just can't get away with it at this level. You know, the players are coming up, the Phil Harrisons of this world, they don't make them mistakes, they punish you. You don't see the table again.
Yeah, and I think he's left Phil a finish here.
Yeah, just one good cannon.
I'm not sure whether he needs a cannon Lee, because that yellow probably goes into the bottom right-hand corner pocket.
I'm not convinced that was the right shot he played.
I don't think Phil's convinced it was the right shot.
No, I thought he should have been taking one of the ball at the top end of the table.
Exactly, take the one on the top right, swing around 2 angles. I just thought, sorry, the ball is potted. I thought he could have cannoned into the 2 which are touching, the 8-ball spot.
And just for those of you that are not aware, Phil does wear a hearing aid.
30 seconds.
Probably could come in quite useful. Oh, there's a mistake. A rare one from Phil Harrison. I was about to say it could come in useful in a boisterous atmosphere. He could just turn it down. But there, he lost the white, and it disappears.
Well, it's the first time he's had 2 visits on a finish where a little bit of the pressure's off.
Yeah, and I don't think the timekeeper will be required for this finish. I think this will be a 30-second clearance.
I think you call it the loser's stroke, Jim, where he can now let his arm go. He knows the damage is done, the match is over.
I mean, just look at that. That's a fantastic shot. He's not that in as if he was just in the practice room.
And just a glimpse of what Darren Matthew is capable of. Just like that, he secures his 2nd frame a long way back. 8-2 to Phil Harrison.
Yes, he'll probably just play that 1 frame when he gets back home. It's the only glimmer of Darren's ability we've seen throughout this match.
I think what he might well do is look at the first. He had a chance to win the opening frame of this match and how things could have been so much different.
Frame 11, Phil Harrison to break, leading 8 frames to 2, time running.
An 8-2 lead, bringing Harrison to the table to break, and what he hopes is the last break he'll hit in this quarterfinal.
Open table.
Well, that's not helping Phil secure that place in the semi-final. Dry break brings Darren back to the table with an opportunity, but nothing easy out there.
Yellow ball's in play.
You look at Darren right now, it looks like he's got caught in a wind tunnel. His collar, his tie, everything kind of disheveled, and his game's a little out of sorts too.
Well, this is just getting madder and madder by the minute. He's just not one in the full length of the table, not one in the back, other end of the table, from not really the ideal position. And here we go with another one, I think. And eventually, it's run out. You certainly see there he was feeling it as he went back to his chair, Jim.
He never has looked comfortable, not since the first frame. He's always looked like a man who was just had no control of his emotion, surrounded by confusion every time he went to the table.
30 seconds.
And really this should be the last visit to the table. Quite simple finish here for Phil Harrison. Put the match to bed and a place through into the semi-finals.
He'll take his time, though. First and the last, the most difficult to win. Oh.
He was just stretching a little bit there, and he just sort of almost stabbed at it. And it's just hit the knuckle and
well,
stayed up.
The fortunate thing for him is there's no real damage done. I think he's more frustrated that he's not wrapped the match up from there. The 2 yellows at the top of the table look like they don't go, but Darren's having a good look at it. Might be able to squeeze one past. Did go. that time he didn't really have any choice on position. He just had to make sure he made the pot. Needs a little bit of luck when he cuts this one in.
Well, he hasn't gone for the cut, he went for the double. That's not sure that was the right shot, Lee, there.
Just a hit note, really. Just a very, very low percentage shot.
I mean, he could have been concerned about while the cue was going to be flying round, you know, but taking the thin cut on, but, you know, he's 8-2 down. It was the far, as you say, the far better percentage shot, that than the double. Just wiped its feet again, that ball. Determined not to go in that pocket.
Yeah, and the only problems, if there are any problems in this rack, are the two reds at the bottom right hand corner. Just needs to get the cue ball out once he's potted the bottom one. That's why he's scratching his head, thinking how do I get around that area of the table.
He's just left himself a little bit short on that. Cue ball's close to the rail.
He's not putting the final chapter in this book just exactly the way he would have liked, is he?
Yeah, he's making heavy weather of it. He'll be happy with that positional shot though, because he's got a choice of two reds to go at.
Yeah, the one nearest the bottom left. I think that's the right shot, Lee, for me.
Yeah, you can bring the cue ball around a couple of cushions. You can check it back. That's a great shot.
Oh, it's a super shot there from Phil Harrison. Through the gap between the black and the red.
Needs a little bit of angle on this, though. Doesn't want to be too straight.
Looks like he's drawing this back. He's got the angle. Oh, he's
played the stun run through, but he's gone through a little bit too soon. Grit of the teeth. Knows he's made his work hard for himself. Still got a great chance to chop the red down the rail. Very thin though. Trusting a little bit to where the cue ball's going to land, because he's going to come in off at least two cushions. Just basically potted the ball and knew he'd be on one of the two middles.
For the match. It's there. Phil Harrison takes out Darren Matthew. A convincing and one-sided score, 9-2 in the end. And Harrison through to the semi-finals, where he will meet Adam Davis.
So a terrific performance then from Phil Harrison, just to confirm what's happened then in that second quarter final here at Blackpool, and he goes through 9-2 over Darren Matthew. And of course earlier in the series we saw Adam Davis, sensational result for him against Gareth Potts. That means that Adam Davis will now meet Phil Harrison in the first semi-final. OK, let's get the verdict then from Keith, because it's the way we expected it would go, and in the end Phil was just too solid and too good.
Yeah, he did a very professional job, did what he had to do, get through this match. On paper it probably looked like Phil did have an easy draw, and Darren didn't really rise to the occasion, but believe me, he's a lot better than what we've seen there today. Yes, and he looked a bit nervous, didn't he, Darren? He's obviously got more to come. It was a big occasion for him and he wasn't quite good enough. Yeah, that's right, big occasion, first time on the TV and playing on the 8-foot table. World Championships, a lot of pressure there, but like I said, you know, there's more to come from the young man there. OK, Keith, thanks very much indeed. Look forward to seeing you next time. So there we go, two down and two still to come. Join us next time for the third quarter final. See you then. Bye-bye.